You're watching the Ladismith Cheese 7weekspoort Mountain Bike Challenge. On the 13th of September, mountain bikers from across the Western Cape gathered in the shadow of the Swartberg Mountains near the province's highest peak. The historic Lutheran mission village of Amalienstein hosted the start of the 14th annual Ladismith Cheese 7weekspoort Mountain Bike Challenge.
It's going to be a good day. Nice weather, not hot, not too cold, so just perfect weather.
Yes, it's my first race for the season, so I'm quite nervous, but I'm excited at the same time. So it's my first time here at Ladismith, and excited to be here.
Today's a big test. I've been off with injury. I've been struggling with my back and leg. It's really just going to be a test to see where I'm at and how things are.
The main attraction of the event is the 85-kilometre distance, which sees riders start alongside Amalienstein's 150-year-old Lutheran church, ascend through the beautiful 7weekspoort from the Klein Karoo into the Great Karoo, and complete a short and rugged loop in that rocky hinterland. Then the route heads south, back through the 7weekspoort, turns west through the lush orchards of the Huku Valley, and concludes in the historic town of Ladismith, at the new finish venue, the Shalom Academy. The early pace was set by a strong group of riders. At the front was David Garrett, followed by Jolande de Villiers, Eniel Hatting, Jan-Paul Gerber and Kobus Barnard.
Sure, very hard, I love this event. Beautiful section through the kloof. We had a bit of wind, but luckily everything worked out fine.
De Villiers' group worked together as they climbed through the 17-kilometre long poort, where the wind swirled off the sheer sandstone cliffs, playing tricks with the southeasterly breeze. The 5 riders at the front held a clear advantage over a chasing quartet that included Robin de Groot and Aaron Borrell.
It was really tough. You don't realise how much the terrain takes out of you. The climb wasn't that bad. It's a gradual climb, but the headwind made it tough work. When we started, there was a sand section and we missed the split, myself and Robin, and we couldn't get it back. We tried really hard and we rode together for about 99% of the race. But from a spectacle point of view, the scenery was beautiful. You know, when you get a chance to look around and actually appreciate what we get to ride in, we take it all for granted.
The racing field boasted some of the most accomplished female mountain bikers in the country. The 3 pre-event favourites for the women's title were all Southern Cape locals. Finny Barnard hails from Oudtshoorn, but unfortunately her challenge was derailed by a race-ending mechanical. South African marathon champion Robin de Groot has made her home and training base outside George. And the defending champion Jolande de Villiers is also an Oudtshoorn resident.
People do see this as more than a weekend away and also enjoy the event, and that's good for obviously very good for our tourism to expose the people to the cheese, the wine. We've got a lot of dry fruit, and then it's a beautiful area. I mean, to ride through 7weekspoort or drive with your vehicle is beautiful. It's such a I assume it's probably one of the most beautiful parts in the world or in the country, and a lot of people don't come here. So events like this obviously showcase that, and I think that's quite important.
The event is a clear driver for tourism as attractions of Ladismith lie off the famed Route 62. It needs to be explored to uncover the hidden gems, and the event does just that. While the long route riders were exploring the 7weekspoort, the shorter distance riders awaited their starting orders. The 43-kilometre group was next to start their adventure. For the first time this year, the Ladismith Cheese 7weekspoort Mountain Bike Challenge featured a school's mountain bike race. Primary school students from as far afield as East London lined up to race for their school in the 29-kilometre distance.
Yeah, look, very happy how all things went. We had a few changes this year. Unfortunately, due to the drought, we had to move our finish venue here to the Shalom Academy. And on all accounts, the people enjoyed the new venue. And then also we introduced a inter-primary schools competition on the 29K, which also got a huge amount of support, over 200 riders taking part. Otaniqua Primary of George winning in the end, but yes, I think there's definitely a lot of stuff to build on for the future.
It is Dryland Event Management's hope that the schools competition can help foster a lifelong love of exercise and mountain biking in the children taking part. In the arid Great Karoo section, the usually harsh conditions were made harder this year by the sun baking down on parched soil. David Garrett used the environment to put pressure on his companions in the lead group, as Jan-Paul Gerber explained.
It was fun going up the port. It was into the headwind, so it was quite hard. With the guys didn't really want to work together. But on that piece of farmland there, on the other side of the port, David went hard and we split there. And down the port again, it was fast coming down here.
Garrett's attack splintered the field behind him. Gerber and Jolandi de Villiers were best able to chase the lone leader, while Anil Hutting and Kobus Barnard were performing damage limitation, and further back Robin de Groot and Aaron Borrell had shed the other two riders from the initial chase group. Five-time marathon champion de Groot was making her racing comeback from an injury layoff.
Yeah, no, I expected it. I've had to really ease into getting back into riding actually, so considering I was off the bike 2 weeks ago for a week, yeah, it's fine. It's fine for where I'm at. Yeah, it was the profile showed that it was going to be a lot of climbing. I should have maybe looked at the ratios there, but yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. The gradient was really pleasant. It was easy to go at quite a good pace, and yeah, it's just something special. Yeah, you don't really feel it too much. It doesn't really kick, so it's just a gradual climb. But like you say, it's a long one, so yeah, you got to pace yourself quite well. Yeah, look, I had to ride with him myself, so I just had to listen to my body, and if I felt any problems in my leg, I just had to back off. But yeah, feeling good, and yeah, I just went out and enjoyed the day as well. It was really a beautiful route. I can highly recommend this event, especially for the masses. I mean, it's really, it's not too technical, and the scenery is fantastic.
De Groot's endorsement echoes the vision of the title sponsors Ladismith Cheese. Attracting people to explore and experience Ladysmith is vital for tourism marketing throughout the year. If mountain bikers race through the 7weekspoort during the event, they are more likely to come back and road trip or slowly cycle the poort with their families, or hike up to the Western Cape's highest point, 7weekspoort Peak.
Okay, Ladismith Cheese has been involved with the event for, I guess, more than 10, 12 years now. And we're very proud to be involved with an event like this. I mean, it's so nice to see the people coming to the town, not only for our branding, but also for exposure of this town and also this area. So we, I think it's for us nice to spend the money rather here than always go and look for sponsorships or events outside of town. And also we develop the community. I mean, we do have a lot of people from our factory itself that's riding the events. So I think that's for us very valuable to get the involvement of the people, to see that sport is healthy, and that's why we do that.
The community involvement in the event extends from local mountain bikers taking part to volunteers manning water points and marshals keeping the nearly 1,000 riders safe on the roads and trails. For their part, Ladismith Cheese sponsored 200 entries, mostly to riders from the impoverished villages of Zuur and Amalienstein. They also promote 2 highly competitive races within the race: the contest to be the first Ladismith Cheese employee across the finish line, and the floating trophy for the fastest Ladysmith resident in the 85-kilometre distance. These initiatives ensure a strong community feel for the Ladismith Cheese 7weekspoort Mountain Bike Challenge. The event is famed for its superb order points, but Giant Durbanville's David Garrett was not stopping. He was only focused on securing the victory, which had eluded him twice before.
Yeah, it's great. It's now the second year. Last year I was second, so third time lucky. So yeah, no, it was great. Wait until the third last water point where Dryland attacked me last year, and I thought, okay, I'm also going to try it, and managed to get away, open the gap, and kept the gap. So very happy.
Garrett secured victory over Jan-Paul Gerber and Jolandi de Villiers. Completing the men's podium, Cobus Barnard, while the women's podium behind the dominant de Villiers was made up by Robin de Groot and Jenna Borrell. David Garrett completed the Ladismith Cheese 7weekspoort mountain bike challenge in a remarkable time of 2 hours 59 minutes and 27 seconds, resulting in an average speed of over 28 kilometers an hour, so he avoided the rising heat as midday approached. For the majority of the field, though, the crisp morning gave way to a sweltering Kleinkaroo day during their ride, and as the temperatures rose, so the water points became more important. Oases against the elements, purveyors of refreshment and providers of motivation for the final climb.
I stare outside my window, the seasons change. I cannot live here anymore.
The final climb of the event took the riders out of the Huku Valley, over a foothill of the imposing Swartberg Mountains, and rewarded them with a sweeping descent to a river valley leading into Ladysmith.
Like the waves upon the shore.
The drought-induced change in finish venue added an additional 3 kilometres to the traditional race distances for 2017, but it did showcase Ladysmith's interesting golf course with its oiled sand greens. Mountain biking has been hailed as the new golf for years, and the traverse of the course showcased cycling's power to attract visitors to rural towns, which golf struggles to match. A final rise saw the riders pass the Ladysmith Cheese factory and cross Route 62 to the finish line at the Shalom Academy. The new final kilometres showcase more of the historic town, which was founded in 1852 and boasts some fine Victorian architecture. Upon crossing the finish line, riders were greeted with more welcome refreshments and a town fete-like atmosphere, complete with food stalls selling boerewors rolls and home-baked treats.
Beautiful race, well organized, friendly people. I'll be back next year.
For visitors and locals alike, the chilled post-race setting encouraged people to relax on the Shalom Academy fields, spending quality time with friends and family, swapping stories from the trails of the Ladysmith Cheese 7weekspoort Mountain Bike Challenge. The prize giving saw Outeniqua Primary School claim the school's MTB Challenge title, while main race winners David Garrett and Jolandi de Villiers were joined in their celebrations by 43-kilometre champions Leon Klaassen and Rozan Mouton. Farewell from Ladysmith. See you on the 29th of September 2018 for the 15th edition of the Ladysmith Cheese 7weekspoort Mountain Bike Challenge.